for example, if a client has a newer site, and when when they installed analytics, they didn't like install the universal and GA4, they just did GA4, to now go back in and put that universal on as well, because my understanding is GA4 is not ready for prime time reporting.
Yes, you're going to have to go into Google Analytics and hunt for the Universal Analytics code. And you probably have to set up a new profile that is Universal Analytics compliant.
Okay.
Steffi ran into a problem where she did the exact same thing. She set up a new client with GA, and it tricked her into GA4, and she had to go and find the hidden link to set up Universal Analytics.
So when I did that, it was like immediately I saw, so I just simply just said delete this and went back in and found how to do it. This is when someone else set up, and it's been there for a little while, and so I want to now be able to show them reports. So I would have to dig for it. Okay.
I would start with creating a new profile within the Google Analytics account.
So when you say profile, so let me tell you one little part. Hopefully this doesn't make it tricky. So there's the business, and they actually have 2 domains. So one's been there for a while and has Google Analytics Universal. The second one is the one that only has GA4. So when you say set up a new profile.
So remember the way Google Analytics accounts are set up. There's a Google Analytics account large, which you log into, and in that you see several Google Analytics accounts.
Okay, yes.
Right, that's confusing.
Yes.
That's the nomenclature.
Yeah, no, I got
Within
it.
each Google Analytics account, you can create several profiles. And then with each profile has a different view.
Okay, so
wait.
Okay.
Wait. I might getting the nomenclature wrong.
I was going to say I'm actually going to log into it and look at it, because I just want to make sure I understand. So
right. Well, let me make sure I'm getting my nomenclature correct.
Okay. Yeah, you have accounts, properties, and apps and views. Properties. Okay, that's okay. Okay.
Where I said profiles, I meant properties. So your Google Analytics, whether it's Universal or GA4, is associated with your property.
Yes. Okay. That's.
So if you create a new property, there we go. Okay. So I just went into a Google Analytics account, tried to create a new property, and it's trying to set up a Google Analytics 4 property. There is a little link underneath that says show advanced options.
Okay.
If you click on that, you can from there create Universal Analytics property.
Okay.
So because they've created a GA4 property, you can go into that account, and under that account, create an additional property for Universal Analytics.
Okay.
Question. So you just have to name the site differently, slightly, to get the universal?
No, because what's going on, because you haven't been part of the conversation, Google Analytics is moving to a new version called GA4.
And when you started talking about it, I jumped in one of the ones I just set up, and it is GA4.
Right.
Which is why I have 0 analytics on this site.
Well, so what we've learned is, number one, Google is releasing it, but it's not ready for release yet. They say that you shouldn't use it yet, even though they're tricking everybody into it, which is very disappointing. Second of all, if you have your Google Analytics, the traditional Google Analytics code on your website, it can't send data into GA4 because it's a different code.
Okay,
Allie's
this
having a heart
is
attack.
I'm so sorry. Someone, like a delivery person, walked by and it startled a bird, and the bird flew into my window and in turn startled me. So
Okay, no one's hurt. That's what we're making sure. Okay,
we're all okay.
okay.
So
Hopefully.
this is a brand new site. I just set up the analytics for it. So I'm not truly sure if anybody has been to the site or not. But it did set it up as a GA4. So I need to go back and click create property and then use that little link you said so that I can get the old analytics set up. Okay.
Right.
And,
yes. And
one,
just to be clear, how did you add the Google Analytics code to the new site you just set up?
With the Google plugin.
See, there you go. So it cannot communicate with GA4.
Ah.
So you probably aren't going to get any data. Now you can confirm that by viewing the site with real-time analytics to see you look at the website. Because even GA4 has real-time analytics.
mhm. Yeah,
And
so
if you're getting
I'm,
no data, you know that GA4 is not working.
yeah, so I do actually am showing data. So my GA4 is working, but I need to get reports. So that's why I want to add universal analytics.
Right.
One thing too, that just to make sure that we tell Anita that to leave make sure that GA4 is collecting data and leave it, because you want, when they change to GA4, you're going to want that data starting now. So don't remove GA4, keep it, make sure that it's collecting data by checking real time, but then go add universal analytics.
Okay.
Correct, David?
I just checked and it's not showing me anything anywhere. But like I said, this is a brand new site. I don't know that it's actually gotten anything because I haven't even submitted it to the search engines yet, but I wanted to go ahead and get my analytics in there, from the beginning. Thank you so much for that. I'll go ahead and get that universal in there because I don't want to miss out.
Yeah, but definitely, like David said, on the real time. So if you look at real time and then you in like another browser, open that website, it should show you there's a real time visitor.
And that would be you.
And that would be you. So make sure that that's picking up, because that way you can confirm that GA4 is picking you up. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because you're going to have to run two different Google Analytics codes. One for universal, which the Sitekit plugin automatically adds for you. One for GA4, which is a totally different code if you want to collect data in both properties. I am recommending that everybody go ahead and set up both just to have the data, but almost everything you can do with Google Analytics, you have to do with Universal at this point still. You can't use the new code. So I would definitely set up the Universal property so you can have that code, give that to the Sitekit plugin, and then you should start seeing visitors, even if it's just yourself in real time.
Then after you confirm that, use Ghostery so you don't count yourself as a visitor. Correct?
Right.
I do have a question about.
Let me interrupt real quick. Anita, did we get that covered for you?
Yes, that's very helpful.